That was about half hour. Got it all cleared out of the path. I'm gonna just kind of stage it so when I come back with the tractor and the grapplers, we can just move all this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna debate on whether or not to move that. I'm gonna build a stand and a closure open on that. That's Muddy Paw. But yeah, there's about 3 trees down right on the trail. So luckily I came last week just to see and found it. So don't know what's ahead of us, but we'll see, because beyond this is wheel stand. We didn't hunt wheel stand last year just because I hadn't gotten to fixing it. There's some windows broken and whatnot in it, but yeah, so here we go. All right, what I've done is I've put all the cut perpendicular to the trail, so when I come back with the tractor, I can slowly move my way up to each little pile. There's some logs that I can't get at right now, but I'll get these out of the way and I should be able to pick up. My plan, although it looks like a big game trail right here, depending, I might haul it all the way back to the end of the trail, because I want to be able to see and hear come season. I don't want to start making high piles or changing routes of animals, so we'll see what happens. Headed back to get the tractor now. It is August 1st, and we are up doing some more chores. Well, projects more like. I'm going back to what we call wheel stand, which is in our back 40, and I'm going to insulate that one for the gun season. We usually have about 9 or 12 of us up. I like to be able to get 2 people in a stand, and that one's kind of been beat up. I got back there last weekend, tore out the old bat insulation. Gonna do some spray foam this time. I'm gonna try that, and then hopefully by the end of the weekend I'll have it all tongue and grooved up and buttoned up for deer season. In about a week, 2 weeks, bear baiting starting, so I want to get anything I need to do in the woods done so that I can kind of leave that alone, so when bear season comes we can get after it. So that's the plan for this weekend. All right, well, I prepped the walls, prepping by cleaning, taped off the window here, the heater, stovepipe hole. So now I'm gonna start with Beest spray foam insulation. So here's the before, and then I'll show you kind of time-lapse during, and then I'll show you a little after. Gonna do the ceiling, sidewalls, so we'll see. It was bullshit. You saw the walls, now look at all the stuff on the floor. The tips wouldn't snap in like they said they would, so I got it just would spray out the bottom. I barely had enough to, and it's still not covered all, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, just like every project, what was going to be a short, quick installation project like yesterday has now turned into a complete deer stand remodel. The Beest foam installation, the tips wouldn't stay on the end of the gun. I tried every tip. I searched all over the internet, all over their website.
nada. Didn't know if I was doing it right. Everything I could see I'm doing it right, but it's supposed to clip on and make a snap. Not a one. So foam went everywhere. I was so frustrated. Then I was trying to clean it off the carpet, and that carpet is just bad. It's at an angle, so I gotta put some caulk down so it doesn't leak in, but the carpet was bad. So now I'm ripped up the carpet. I'm gonna put a small subfloor down so that it's up off the ground, just 1.5 inches. I'm gonna lay 2x4s flat, and then I've got 1/2-inch plywood that's gonna put on top of that. But I'm gonna insulate underneath that today with DAP. So instead of Beest, I went with DAP. So once I get that done, then I can start to put the tongue and groove on. I would have done a time lapse of the insulation yesterday, but it was such a mess. I mean, it was everywhere. You can see the video, and I was upset. But anyway, so I'm running into town. It's about 6:30. The dogs had me up about 5:30. Running into town quick, grabbing some breakfast and a coffee. And I'm going to skirt the outside of the public land and just kind of see what's happening around the old public land this morning, and then get back to work. So I've got the subfloor down. So I'm going to attach this, and then I'm going to put plywood down on top of it. I'm going to foam insulate underneath. Alright, so plywood fits. So now all I have to do is go back and get the foam. I'm going to foam underneath, drop it, secure the plywood down. Yeah, it should be good. Now I got to put the carpet down. Now I'll be able to start running tongue and groove in here. Alright, well, I got the floor down. Now, got the carpet on. Everything's good. I filled in some of the gaps that were a little light with the DAP, and then I had some canned spray foam just to get it a little bit thicker. I gotta pull these two boards off, but I put foam behind it, so I'm letting that set before I pull those off. So now I'm going back. I'm 100 acres away. I mean, I'm on the far south property, and my barn is on the far north, so I'm 100 acres from the barn. So I got some measurements. I'm gonna go and cut my boards. I have all my stuff here. I have the generator down there, and I have sawhorses and a saw, so I can cut everything to length. And I got my cordless skill saw that and my jigsaw, so if I need to make some modifications while I'm out here, I can. I'm not going to have to drive back and forth all the time. So now I should be able to do a little time lapse as we go up the wall. I'm going to go with the south wall first, and then with the north wall. I might try to do the ceiling, but I think I might need a little help with that. So we'll see.
It's Sunday morning, about 7 o'clock. I've got most of the wheel stand tongue and grooved. I've got the ceiling up. I have probably about 6 more boards put up. Got 4 of them here, so hopefully this morning's going to be quick. Looks like rain's coming, but I got to put the windows on yet. Then I should be done. Hopefully, if it goes pretty quick, I can get up with the tractor, and it's been dry, so I want to get to those shooting lane plots that I didn't get to the weekend before, a couple weekends ago, but it's been dry the last couple weeks. We'll see. So we're on our back 40, as far back as we can basically get. Well, I try to do everything so I don't have to redo it, and I somehow cracked the brand new window that I just put in. I wonder if I have to run 3 hinges. What I'm thinking about doing too now is putting a frame around it and screwing it to the frame to hold it more rigid, because it's pretty thin. Just get some 1x board. But wheel stand's about as far as I can go this weekend. I gotta put the heat in, which I don't know if I'm going to use the little stove that I have here, or I've got a ventless heater, heat and glow, that I put in the other 3 stands. That gets nice and warm. This is probably the nicest stand that we've got so far, because I've got a subfloor now on it, and that's insulated, and you know, I'm pretty well insulated around the tops too. I've got to come back and put some 1x trim across here, but I am pretty well tight. So this was the furthest stand for us to do, and honestly, when we did it, we probably didn't do the greatest job, just because it's been so wet every year that getting back here is nearly impossible. But this is the old stand that was here when we bought the property, and I'll show you why we call it wheel stand. But this has been a mouse infested stand, so the kids never wanted to come back to this, and Andy sure as heck wouldn't want to come back to this. So I think by cleaning it up and tightening it up, and I'm not saying the mice won't get in here, but they're not going to find themselves. I mean, before I just had open insulation, bat insulation, so they'd find themselves crawl into there, and then you'd be sitting here, and then all of a sudden one would jump out and scurry around, and it would surprise you. But I think now she's pretty well buttoned up, and this will be a good stand. I know, sad about that. I know that it's hard to see, but through there, I gotta cut these limbs down, but that's a big passage. There's swamp over to the north here, another swamp right here, and here's a little island, like a point right here, and I know they bed down over in this swamp, and I gotta clear all this stuff out yet before gun season for the kids. But this is a huge travel path for them going back to the bedding. Every year I have a bow stand over here. Every year I see a buck. Not necessarily a huge buck, but I know bucks use this as a travel corridor going to the food, which is just up on the 60 in the bedding area down here. So yeah, that is it. I walk down here, I gotta put the door into place. That is not going in today. But yeah, when we get down, I'll show you why we call it wheel stand. We call it wheel stand because, as you can see, there's a bunch of wheels, hubs. Don't ask me why, but they're there.